Welcome to Munich Mash. This is Olympia Park and we're here for the BMX Lake Line final. The man stood next to me is Baz Keep, one of the nicest and most talented men ever to throw his leg over a BMX. Baz, if it's possible, these jumps actually look even bigger from down here.
They are huge, but you know what? That's what enables the riders to throw their biggest tricks.
Where does this comp sit in the scale of all the other BMX events these days?
I think for a lot of the guys, they've spent the year chasing Olympic points, you know, in stressful contest situations, but to come here on a simple course in the sunshine with these 4 big hits, it's kind of simple. The riders will be much more relaxed, enabling them to do much bigger tricks. So we're going to see a really good show.
They're not thinking about lines, they're just coming in, it's all about the tricks. And the format actually encourages the creativity, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the fact that there's only 4 hits, they're not worried about an entire park course, they're not thinking about a big run, they've just got 4 hits to get through. 4 big tricks. If they pull them all, it's amazing. If they don't, they gambled and didn't pay off, but that's what's fun about it, and that's what's so fun to watch.
Okay, how does the judging work?
It's 4 hits, 30% on the first 3 jumps, 10% on the last one. So most of the big points will be gained on the first 3 jumps.
And the riding standard that we saw yesterday, are you expecting to see that go up?
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see the strategies. Some of the guys laid it all down to do well in qualifying, but some of the guys I know have held back some of their tricks, so it could go either way.
Okay, let's take a closer look at qualifying.
We are joined by our first place qualifier, Mr. Andy Buckworth, all the way from Australia. Absolutely killed it out there. Mate, congratulations.
Thanks, Baz. Yeah, it was unreal. Being out here in Munich, right on the lake, the fans are getting behind us. They're stoked to see what we're doing. And when the crowd gets behind us, it just makes us want to go higher and bigger and faster. And yeah, I'm stoked with how I rode, and I'm stoked at how everyone else rode as well.
It has to feel good to qualify on the top spot. But have you got much planned for tomorrow? Have you got a few tricks left in the bank that you can bring out for the crowd?
Yeah, I definitely saved something for tomorrow. There's a few more things I'd like to do on the second jump, and definitely something I can add to the first jump as well if it's a good day and if I'm feeling it.
It's a gamble, but it paid off today, mate. Congratulations, and I cannot wait to see you ride tomorrow.
Thanks, Baz.
Andy Buckworth, the Australian, dominating qualifying there.
Yeah, I mean, Andy's incredible. He rides in the Nitro Circus shows, so he's so used to just going out there every night for months on end, riding huge jumps, sending the biggest tricks in the sport. And for him yesterday, it felt like a walk in the park. He went out there and qualifying, and we saw the double backflip straight first run. I couldn't believe it.
Okay, who do you see pushing him?
Kieran Riley, the young rider from the UK, 17 years old, really exciting guy, just burst onto the scene recently. He got here late, he missed practice, but he went out there yesterday and he improved on every qualifying run, and the last run was incredible, and I know he's got more in the bag. So whether Andy has a strategy or not to sort of step it up will be interesting to see.
Okay, who else?
Jack Clark, always a contender, so relaxed under pressure. He's no stranger to the big occasions, and he's just so consistent. And we saw that yesterday he qualified in 3rd. Walk in the park again for Jack.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to get competition nerves at all.
No, not at all. And we saw him do the 900 yesterday, which is a huge, huge trick. Absolute top trumped everyone on the last hit. So he'll have more in the bag, and he's always got a strategy.
Okay, enough of the talk. It's time to get this contest underway.
Okay, running in reverse order, Paul Tolan, Daniel Tunte, Alex Nicolin from Russia, Tom van den Bogart from the Netherlands, Jake Laver, Jack Clark, Kieran Riley qualified in second, and then Andy Buckworth has the luxury of going last, seeing what everyone else is getting up to. First man in, Paul Tolan, the 20-year-old out of Germany.
I think he'll go out there and I think we'll see some big 360s and some smooth landings, and hopefully the judges will like that.
Okay. In on that monster rolling. We had Spine here in 2017. Oh!
Wow, opposite way 360 on that second set. Huge barrel roll. And amazing Superman seat grab at the last hit there from Paul Tolan. Great first run. Look at that big 360 toboggan there on the first set. Super high, look how smooth he's landing.
You've got to land high on that, though, if you want to carry your speed into the second jump.
Yeah, you have to get every jump inch perfect, and there's that upside down barrel roll on that last box jump, and look at that, kicking the Indian air seat grab on that last set. Great first run from Paul Tolan.
And a really good sign that we're not going to have a problem with the wind. Look at that, I called the score as well. That is the 75. But if, essentially in action sports, if someone comes in, throws down a really nice run that isn't anything too far out of the box, then you're going to see a 75. So the judges have got their benchmark score now, and that's what they're going to be working from. Next in, Daniel Tunte.
Tunte is an incredible story. He started out as a park rider, and then he went full circle and concentrated on riding street, so he's only grinding handrails, and now he's come back to park, and he likes going big, he likes doing the big tricks.
Okay, he's the reigning German park champion.
Huge backflip to start. He just landed a little bit low, so he's having to cancel that first run. Unlucky there from Daniel Tunte. You've got to see there how important it is, Ed, to land that first set dead perfect so that you can carry on.
Yeah, he's a little bit low, overshoots it. He doesn't look happy about that, does he?
No, you don't want to mess up your first run because the pressure builds, so when you go into your second run, it makes it even harder. There we see that huge flip, spots the landing, but it's a little bit late. Look at that, lands a bit flat, and just creeps over the second set and decides to pull out.
He did well not to pop that, he just soaked it up and sent it low and flat, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, so Tolan, 17 points. Doesn't really matter. 3 runs here, it does allow everyone. It's got to be below your waist, Alex, for you to be able to give us a dead arm. So the only Russian here, Alex Nicolin, is the man who could defend his fellow countryman Eric Rezerv's title. Kid from Krasnodar, won the Moscow Games.
He's kind of known in BMX as the front flip master, so expect him to go forwards and upside down, Ed. Here we go, big roll in. There we go, big front flip no-hander starting out, landing smooth. And look at that,
Oh, the gash roll!
nice barrel roll in the third set.
Just clipped his tyre maybe a little.
Solid first run, though, finish it with a flare.
But, I mean, we've seen this before. The judges are going to be so hard on this because we all know BMX. It's going to get so hot in this kitchen by the third runs, and the judges have got to leave themselves somewhere to go. That was lovely, though.
Yeah, he landed smooth there. Look at that. And there's that cash roll. Super difficult trick to land perfect. Look at this. Spots the landing. And then there we have that barrel roll. Just clipping his back well slightly, but carries on. Nice flare on the last hit to finish with. He'll be pleased with that.
You said it at the start of the show, there's 30% on each of the front jumps, but it's interesting that flat back, the quarter pipe wall ride, 87 points for Nicolin. He's smashed his way up to the top. That feels like they've gone really big on that.
Yeah. So it's good for the riders to see that scoring system. It gives them a real chance to know which cards to show.
Okay, getting a real feel for the judges' flavour. Next in, Tom Bogart of R. Rixtel. His local park is the 040 in Eindhoven. Oh, he's gone stratospheric.
See the height, there's that 360 double down whip. Huge flip X up to turn down, cranking, and look at that. Big no-hander at the top of the vert wall to finish head.
I think the judges are going to be sweating on this one. They've gone 87 already with Nicolin.
He hit the roof twice, and look at that, that's why. Did you see the size of that upside down on that first set? And here we have that 360 double downside whip, catching the pedals, landing smooth, and finishing with this flip X up to look down.
Look at that. And then he puts in some pedals for that last set. And he is level right up at the top of that wall ride. Very, very impressive. Take a bow, Tom van den Bogart. 90 points. So the judges just starting to get maybe a little more conservative with those. Do you think the judges are taking style into account?
Well, we saw from that run they liked the style and the height. And I think in qualifying it didn't show, they didn't award style as much. But it was good to see that they put him in the top spot, because that's where I had him, not going to lie.
A little bit of ice in Jake Laver's ear there. I've really struggled with that tan.
Jake Laver from Tehachapi in California. He actually rides the world-famous Woodward Camp. And that's why he's got these big tricks. You see that backflip double tail, taking a pedal in there. I'm not sure the judges are going to like that.
Oh, and he still came up short.
That's a decade 720.
Very interesting, really eclectic run from Laver. I mean, the wind's kind of coming across him from behind him, so I can't see a headwind being an issue there.
See that pedal? Oh, that was a 360 tail whip to tail whip back. So much going on. There's that 360 with a decade in it, so it looks like a 720.
Okay, so this is going to be, again, we're going to get a really nice indicator of how the judges are feeling about this. Incredibly tech line, but he's maybe lacking the style and finesse. Couple of little issues in there.
Yeah, it was a little bit sloppy. And compared to Bogart's run, that was like perfect, but didn't do as technically more difficult tricks. It'd be interesting to see.
Okay. Pretty sure the crowd, with the amount of noise they were making, wouldn't be able to hear the thwack that Jake Laver gave out. 91 points. It's turning into a traffic jam at the top. So Jake Laver moves into first place, just ahead of Tom Bogart in second on 90, and then Alex Nicholin in third. Okay, next in Jack Clark, third place in 2018. He's back this year, and he had a really steady qualifiers, didn't he, Baz?
Yeah, Jack's always consistent. He knows what it takes to impress the judges. No stranger to the big occasions. Check this out. Huge 360 whip. He wanted more from that, I would suspect. 360 tuck no hand up. 360 double whip. Oh, just landed a little bit low.
Slips a pedal.
Unusual mistakes there from Jack Clark. It was interesting to see the judges score the tricks so high. It sends a message to the other riders that they're really going to have to throw it down to finish in the top spots.
What did you say? What did you think when you said you wanted to see more from that first jump? Just a bit more oomph, a bit more pop, a bit more height?
Yeah, I just know that Jack wanted more.
He is one of the most consistent riders out there, isn't he? So for me, I'm not at all worried. I'm not concerned. Having watched him ride so many times at Simple Session in here, I'm not concerned about seeing him slip that first run. You know that he'll get at least one of the three.
That's right, and he doesn't seem to show nerves, and he's professional enough to go out there and not put too much pressure on himself, and he'll come back swinging, I think.
Okay. It's your boy now, Baz. Kieran Riley, just 17 years old, out of Newcastle. And he's on tall order.
Kieran is the most exciting rider to come out of the UK in years. He's only 17 years old. I'm not sure why it says 30 on that screen. Must be a mistake, but this kid is electric. Check his first run. He's going to come out swinging. Okay. Truck driver. I think he would have wanted a double truck. There's that 360 double whip.
Lands low, but carries the speed really well.
Okay, he looked like he wasn't entirely happy with that, but it's good that he sort of recovered and did that flare on that last bank, because you never know when you might need a run. There's no point throwing it out entirely, you know.
Yeah, he had a little shake of the head when he finished, didn't he? And that face says it all.
See, here he wanted the double whip and now catch. He wanted to throw the bars, but just not enough time. Decides not to throw it. And here we see finish with a nice big flare. Only 10% of the points are gained on that hit, so a flare's enough, you know.
Okay, but a shake of the head there from Kieran Riley. He's going to be looking to his second and third runs. Currently sat in fourth, just outside the podium. So just one rider left, first place qualifier. Andy Buckworth, the Australian, been on Nitro Circus since day one, and he's not afraid of calling his tricks, is he, Baz?
Andy does double backflips every night. You know, he does the Nitro Circus shows. He's on tour for months and months and months at a time, and he's just so used to this. This is like a walk in the park for him.
The only thing is that he might not have saved anything for the final. We potentially saw his best run in qualies.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see his strategy. There's that slow double flip.
Look at that, punch of the leg. He is very, very disappointed with that. He's sprinting back up the hill.
Wow.
Frustration for the first place qualifier.
Yeah, we've seen 3 of our favourites now kind of mess up their first run, so the pressure's going to be building more and more for the next 2 runs.
Let's see what happened here. Right down at the end of the landing. So Andy Buckworth, no holds barred, comes out swinging with that double backflip.
But such a scary trick to throw, especially on the first set.
Well, you really can't adjust it, can you? Once you've committed to it, you're locked into it. These are the standings. Daniel Tunte down there in 8th. First place qualifier Andy Buckworth in 7th. Jack Clark, disappointing run for him. And Alex Nicholin in 3rd, Van den Bogart in 2nd, but Jake Laver tops the points after the first of 3 runs with 91 points. So this is 3rd place highlights. That lovely cash roll from the Russian Alex Nicholin. Even with that tyre clip though, he managed to pull out the 87 points.
And look at that 360 double downside whip during a perfect run from Tom Bogart. Look at this, flip X up to look back. Lands inch perfect and pedals at that last set.
Yeah, what he lacked in technicality, he made up for in cleanliness. But it was Jake Laver with the consummate performance. He managed to mix it all up, didn't he?
He had the biggest tricks in the first run, no doubt, and it paid off. The judges seem to like it.
This is the start list for run 2. Paul Tolan, Daniel Tunte, Alex Nicholin, Tom Van den Bogart currently in 2nd place. Jake Laver is leading things. Jack Clark, Kieran Riley and Andy Buckworth all made mistakes. So they need a solid run here if they want to have the luxury of really sending it in run 3, Baz.
That's right.
Local lad now though, Paul Tolan dropping in.
Huge 360 on the first set, landing dead smooth. Opposite 360 table, super technically difficult. Big backflip on the last set. And a nice bar spin on that big wall ride to finish with 2 solid runs from Paul Tolan.
That was really, really nice. There's no brakes on there either.
Look at the speed he gets from this first set, and he kind of got too much speed for this second set, but pulls up perfectly to cater for the speed.
So you can actually pull the bike up, get a little more pop, send it more vertically rather than long to adjust.
Exactly. If you've got too much speed, you can pull up and go higher to kind of cater for it. Look at this. Big backflip, slowing it down, spotting the landing. Landing smooth, just like Paul Tolan always does.
Okay, he looked like he was really enjoying that. He was mouth open, kind of silently screaming to himself. Okay, so Paul Tolan. Decent second run score for him. Punches the 75.66.
In drops Daniel Tunte for his second run. Huge backflip bar spin on the first set, lands perfectly. 360 whip on the second. And there's that triple tail whip egg. Oof. Superman C-Grab Indy on the last set. He's going to be ecstatic with that run.
One of Germany's finest, delivering in front of home fans there. Very, very excited by that.
Check this out. Huge backflip bar spin. Come into the second set, and there's that triple tail whip, kicking it once, twice, 3 times around, spots the pedals, catches it in time, rolls away.
There is so much going on there, isn't it?
Takes so much core strength to just whip that frame around 3 times.
Because you're generating a bit of the frame spin rotation from the takeoff, but most of it's coming from that rhythm as you follow the bars around. Okay, back up to the top, Alex Nicholin, the front flip master on an 87 in 3rd place. Great platform there. He can start to step out of his comfort zone now, can't he?
Yeah, he had the ideal first run, so now he can relax a little bit more, step it up, check out what the judges do. Second run, I think he can breathe even more for the third one, be even more relaxed.
Okay, we're going to see front flip first here?
I think so. Look at that front flip, no hand to turn down.
no! Slips the pedals and manages to get away with it. Ghosts down the left-hand side of this straight line course.
You see, if you gamble with a big trick like this, front flip, no-hander, and then clicks a late turn down, which lands a little bit flat, and that just ruined his chances to carry on the rest of the line, so won't get a good score for that, unfortunately.
Forget about the trick. What's that frame finish called?
That is oil slick.
I like it. That's definitely a celebration, isn't it? A-OK. Okay, back up to the top. Tom Bogart currently in second. Such a stylish first run. And he got that 90 points, not from the technicality of the run, but just how clean it was. So if he can add some technicality to this, Baz, it's going to be impressive.
He's got more tricks, that's for sure. Look at that, 360 table upside down. 360 triple downside tail whip. Huge backflip turn down, X up to turn down. And then a massive no-hander. So he just put another tail whip in there to improve on that first run.
Okay, so Tom Bogart adds a little bit more and cranks another very, very strong score. The judges have got to put it higher. And he's only a point off the leader, Jake Laver. So you've got to say, at least on paper at the moment, he looks like he should be in the lead.
Once, twice, 3 times spots the pedals. That feeling when you get back on the pedals and you know that you pulled it smooth is such a good one. X up to turn down, backflip to finish. And there's that pedaling again for that middle part of the last section, just throws a no-hander high out the top of that.
So 92.66, he's forced the judges up again, and they are running out of room at the top of the standings. We have a new leader, Tom van den Bogart.
That was smart, wasn't it? He thought that through, and he's still got more to give as well, so it'll be interesting to see his next run.
Well, the pressure is on now for Jake Laver. He was leading 1 run ago. How will he respond to Tom van den Bogart's run?
Backflip double tail whip. 360 tail whip to tail whip back. 360 triple tail whip.
And he holds on.
900!
Oh, where is this going?
Oh my word, where did that come from?
This is a stand-up toe-to-toe street fight between Jake Laver and Tom van den Bogart right now. Whatever Tom can do, Jake can do better. Those kids might have it right.
Check this out. Backflip double tail whip. Lands perfect, carries lots of speed. And here we have that. Hits another shot of that double tail backflip. And look at this, 900.
He's out early on the transition there. That's maybe the one thing to generate that rotation. He hasn't popped right out the top of the quarter.
He had to spin hard. He didn't have a lot of speed. Look at that, 360 triple tail whip.
So much tech in there.
Wow.
And again, we've seen the judges rewarding Tom van den Bogart for smoothness, but they move up 95.5 for Jake Laver. The technicality has trumped the style. And the American leads at the moment, but there are still some very heavy hitters. Jack Clark, last year's 3rd place, Clark currently on a 73. He is allergic to pressure. He's one of the most consistent competitive BMXers out there. What has he got?
The pressure is truly on though for Jack Clark after that crash in his first run. Here we go. 360 tail whip to tabletop. Double truck to no-hander. 360 double tail whip to bar spin. 900! Oh! Second 900 in 5 minutes. Are you kidding me?
This is ridiculous. Look how much it means to him as well.
Pure relief.
I was going to say, is he a little bit behind? Because you feel with Tom and Jake, they're building momentum with these runs.
I think he absolutely had to, He saw what Jake did and check this out. 360 tail up to tabletop, starting out in the first set. 360 double truck to no-hander. And look at this. 360 triple tail 3 times, then spins the handlebars in the last second.
And with that, he's trumped Jake Laver.
Interesting to see what the judges will call on it. And there's that 900 to finish. Landed a little bit better than Jake did on his 900, but still incredible to see.
Let's match them up. I think on the back end of the course, 3rd and 4th jump, Jack was probably on top of Jake. What do you think first one? Ooh, 94.16. So he needs to add something to the first 2 jumps there. Okay, back up to the top. Kieran Riley, just 17 years old. He was in the mix in qualifiers, came through in second place. Now he's got to deliver in the finals.
Yeah, he has. The pressure really is on for this young lad, 17 years old. He's messed it up already.
Dead Sailor 3.
Okay, 360 tail whip to bar spin. And 720 double tail.
He landed flat.
Unlucky. It was good that he gave it a good shot because I think he wanted to get the feel of it out of the way, because I think that run was kind of a little bit messed up already just from the first set not going how he wanted it to.
Let's take a closer look at that. Oh! The bars just get punched out of his hands as he lands that flat. There is no give in a BMX. What kind of pressure will he be rocking in those tyres?
He must have 80 PSI in there. He landed flat on that set because the set before it's so big. He got so much speed with that last set. It's smaller than the first two, so it's hard to negotiate.
Okay, especially when you're setting up for a trick that big. So Kieran Riley currently sat in 6th. But back up to the top.
Yeah, a mixture of emotions for Andy. He was first place qualifier, now he's in last place. So unless he does it now...
Well, if there's one man you'd bet your house on that's going to deliver in this contest, it's Andy Buckworth. As you said, he's on Nitro Circus every night chucking doubles. He's just got to find the right measure of this first jump, settling himself before he drops.
Let's go, Andy. Pressure is on, let's go. There's that double backflip.
Oh! And he's missed 2 in a row. That's almost unthinkable for this man.
He can't believe what is happening to him. So, like I said to you, Ed, he rides in the shows every night, but maybe competitively, he's not as strategic as some of the other guys.
Well, it seems strange, doesn't he? He hasn't got his double down yet, and he's already added the variation of the no-hander in there. You kind of want to say to him, just get the double down, and then you'll be all right. But like you say, maybe he's not. He's a show rider rather than a competition rider. So these are the standings after the second run. Just one more to go. Andy Buckworth, first place qualifier, is down there in 8th. Kieran Riley, second place qualifier in 6th, but much more success. Tom van den Bogart and Jake Lever are going toe to toe, but Jack Clark has got himself up into the mix with a very, very strong second run. Let's go down to Tuliyev Stigneyev.
A course like this is normally built on dirt, but this one is on wood. Does it feel different to ride it?
No, at least it's pretty fast, and sorry about my voice. That's what happened. We have a good time. So, but of course, super fast, and he goes super high. I like it.
Yeah, give it up to Tom. So Tom, you're a proper high flyer. Can we expect some special tricks from you in the final run?
I'm gonna try something new. So, I hope it works out.
Thank you, and yeah, good luck.
All cheer for Tom Bogart.
Tom van den Bogart is in 3rd, 92.66. And again, can we add technicality to that, Baz? Jack Clark currently in 2nd, 94.16, so less than 2 points ahead of Tom van den Bogart. He's got that triple tail whip 3, but with the bar spin at the end. But it's Jake Lever currently leading 95.5. Incredible technicality and amazing consistency all the way through the course. But Jack Clark has shown the potential to match him. These are the men who are battling it out. Paul Toll and Daniel Tunte, Alex Nikolin, the Russian, Tom van den Bogart and Jake Lever, Jack Clark. Those 3 in the middle of the pack are your current top 3. Baz Keep sat next to me. Baz, who are your calls?
I'm just enjoying the show. It's kind of going unexpectedly. We saw Kieran Riley do really well in qualifying, along with Buckworth, but they've not had a good final so far.
Okay, traditionally, a creative rider, very, very smooth. Paul Tolan sending the first jump.
Just coming up a little bit short on that 360, and look at that nice Superman Indy seat grab to finish with, right up there at the top of the wall ride. Not his favourite run by all accounts, but he had a good final, I think.
One of the most beautiful parts of this run is that third box, because we got the 2 doubles and then that box. He's sending that backflip so high.
Yeah, but look at that. The way he leans his head back on that 360, it's almost upside down. Reaches for the seat, spots the landing, lands inch perfect. Oh no, he kind of just got a little bit sideways there. And there's that opposite 360, nose diving into that second steep landing.
By opposite, he's spinning the opposite rotation to the first one, or the natural direction of spin he would take. And that, it's a bit like riding with your left hand, isn't it?
Yeah, it's more difficult. The judges know it, the riders know it, and it's always good to use that in a contest.
So a steady run, 74.83, but it does not best Paul Tolan's first run score of 75.66. So that sits as is, 7th position for Paul Tolan. Next up, though, it's the man who can do it all, Germany's all-terrain vehicle, Daniel Tunte, currently on an 82.33. He could push this, Baz.
Yeah, he had a great second run. We saw that triple tail whip on that last set, and he's got room to breathe now. He can relax and go out there and have fun, and that's usually when the best riding happens.
Okay, let's see if you're right.
Flip bar spin to start with 360 double tail whip, landing a little bit sideways. There's that triple tail whip.
Couple of cranks into the water.
Superman Indy seat grab on the last set, and another solid run from Tunte.
How do you see that improving on that second run score? The backflip, on the first box, he met the landing there perfectly.
Yeah, and look at that. He did a 360 double tail whip on the second. I think in the first one it was a 360 single tail whip, and look, there's a triple tail whip again on the last set, showing that he's consistent.
Somehow he manages to tuck that all up so quickly on the landing.
Look at that, just throwing it around like a helicopter spin. Superman seat grab Indy on the last set. And he's enjoyed himself.
He has, and I mean, you come out to a comp like this, the emphasis is on creativity, showing off your best tricks and having fun. 86, but most of all, it's been doing yourself justice, and Daniel Tunte has definitely done that here. 86 points, moves him up in, oh no, he stays where he is, just sandwiched below Alex Nicolin and just ahead of Kieran Riley. And it's Alex Nicolin, the Russian, dropping in now. We said earlier on, he's here to defend Irek Rizev's crown from last year. Currently in 4th. He doesn't need to push hard to get into the top 3.
Again, he crashed on his first hit on his second run, and there's that front flip no-hander to turn down, pulls it this time. Goes into that cash roll, just lands a little bit low.
Oh, and it's killed 30% of his score on that third jump.
Oh, did you see that? 360. There was a flare down whip on that last set. He recovered so well.
That would have been a big tear. He had the variation on here, no-hander to turn down front flip that he'd overshot, met that transition perfectly.
Cash roll. And look, the last wall, only 10%, but look, throws a huge trick. Backflip, downside tail whip to finish with.
How would that compare to the 900 that we saw from Jack and Jake?
Interesting. I think the 900 would place higher. It's a harder trick, but that's definitely up there.
Okay, so just 70 points on run 3 for Alex Nicolin, so that 87 will stand. Currently in 4th place, but there are 2 big-name qualifiers in Kieran Riley and Andy Buckworth who are looking to unseat him. But now it's the little exchange between the top 3. The next 3 riders in a row are all battling it out at the top. Tom van den Bogart, the kid from Eindhoven. He destroys that 040 park. What's he got here, Baz?
Check the height on this first set, Ed. Boom! 360, one-footed table.
Over-rotated.
Oh no.
Oh, and Andy's ice is running across there. The German MC, who is at almost every major BMX contest. Oh, he's up.
He's up. Went down super hard in that first set.
When you've got a jump this size, that landing, you get a feel for it on the left-hand side there. You can see that there's quite a lot of landing, and it's actually very steep, so it will catch you if you fall. But you said it is, of anyone, he was stratospheric, wasn't he, on those first jumps?
Much higher than the other guys, and with that, there's a lot further to fall. It's so unfortunate to fall in that run because he was flawless in his first 2 runs.
Okay, he's off to see the medical team. As you see there, they'll be checking him out. As soon as we have any news on Tom, we will bring that to you.
Here's a replay of that at 360 tabletop to turn down, getting twisted, and I think he's over-rotated a little bit there. Tyre goes bang, and he went down hard on his shoulder. So the crowd really learning about the risks involved in this sport with that big crash head.
All the way in illustrating just how much is at stake with what these guys are doing. They've made it look so easy up to this point, and that's really upsetting for Tom van den Bogart after 2 incredible runs to end his Munich Mash BMX Lake Line final like that. So Jake Laver dropping in. He knows that Jack Clark is snapping at his heels. What's he got here?
Backflip double tail up to start, 360 tail to tail it back. He just hung up there, so this is not going to be a good score, this one. He's going to take the score for his second run.
A lot of pressure on Jake Laver, and you know what? Jack Clark will be smelling blood at this stage. He'll know that he can take this one down. Jake Laver not able to lay down a bigger run, but you've got to say, when you come out and throw down a 95.5, then
you've had a good day. You know?
a really, really good day.
Look at that, 360, kicks the tail whip one way, then kicks it back the other way. So hard to do that trick.
Where do you think he would have been going on the 3rd box had he made that one?
Who knows? And he's definitely got some tricks left in the bag he could have pulled out, that's for sure, but he just caught his back wheel and didn't have the speed, unfortunately, for Jake Laver.
So 48.33, he will take that second run score of 95.5. Okay, so one of the most experienced and consistent comp riders in the game at the moment. He's sat less than 2 points behind Jake Laver. Jack Clark is dropping in next.
He won't want to give it up easily. Here we go, Jack. Nice, big, lofty barrel roll. Oh, he's landed low. He's landed low.
Oh, mistakes from everyone in the top 3. Oh, and he goes for the back one.
So uncharacteristic to see Jack crash like that in a contest situation. He's usually so dialed, so consistent. But you know what? Even on a bad day, he's sitting in second, so.
A place which I know pretty well, and I know he was sizing up jumping in the lake there. Look how deep he sent that landing.
Such a big first set, that lofty, so much time in the air, looking at the landing, and just drifts past the landing. Oh. And there you have that 180, what he was talking to me about yesterday. Super difficult to 180 a box and land backwards. Can you imagine rolling backwards at that speed, Ed?
Well, it's not a flat bank either, it's transition. So finding the sweet spot and then controlling it through the compression of that curved wall, that is incredibly difficult. So everyone who is battling it out in the top 3 spots has crashed on the 3rd and final runs, which means our top 2 qualifiers, one of the young guns and one of the big show riders who've fallen on both of their first 2 runs, have now got the chance to go for the top spots. Can they pull it together here?
It's now or never at Munich Mash for Kieran Riley. He's got to do it in this run, in fact, on this first set. Here we go, Kieran. 360 double truck, perfect start. 360 tail up to bar spin. 720 double tail whip.
Oh, and he's so pleased that he got to go for it. Oh, cheers himself in, and his eyes there, arms wide open. An incredible performance. You can see how much it means to the crowd here. That lady just shaking her head. What has he done?
It's so the kids in the crowd love seeing Kieran ride. He's a short kid. He looks like one of them. Look at the tricks he's sending.
Ridiculous. This one is just out of this world.
360, like 720 double tail up, and he just came up a little bit short.
Most technical trick we've seen attempted today?
Yeah, and he usually pulls that trick flawless, but he just got a little bit unlucky there. Didn't quite have the rotation he needed. And thank you very much. He's had a great time over here in Munich.
Okay, so 2nd place qualifier, but he is going to be settling for 6th place. It might be one lower though. The last man to drop. It is Andy Buckworth. He's been a part of Nitro Circus since day one. He can do double backflips in his sleep, and yet here at Munich Mash, he hasn't been able to lay one down.
Yeah, he's got the power to change things up here, but can he deal with the pressure? Here we go. We should soon find out. There's that double flip.
Lands it perfectly. He's in uncharted territory though.
Oh my God. Front flip, Superman. 360 double down whip.
Look at him, he's pumping himself in here. Willed himself onto the wall ride.
Wow.
An incredible last run. Is this the sting in the tail from Andy Buckworth? Look at the crowd, they're on their feet up at the back there. From nothing to everything, Jake Laver suddenly looks a little bit nervous. It's what a lot of people refer to as squeaky bum time, shifting in your seat. Jake Laver will be watching this score very, very carefully. Bazkeep, I'm going to put you on the spot here. Where does that sit on your scorecard?
I think the judges have got a real decision in their hands now, haven't they? You can see the relief. Can you imagine crashing your first 2 runs and then to go out there in your 3rd and final run and stomp it must be an incredible feeling.
So clever. He took a bit of the sting out of the running then, just to shorten that jump up.
Yeah, he needed to, didn't he? There you see, landed perfect on that double flip. Look at that, Superman front flip, spots the pedals, super technically difficult to do. And there's that 360 double downside whip on that last set. Lands perfect in this moment, he's so happy.
He was pumped, you could see his body language. He was shaking on the bike.
Look at that.
Oh, that's what it means to him. Andy Buckworth chucking a couple of knockout blows. You saw that, is what he's shouting.
And that's why we ride these moments. You know, he lost the battle in the first 2 runs. And look
on his sleeve, he got 95, but he is half a point short of Jake Laver. Jake Laver, an incredibly technical run in his 2nd jump line, has made it to the top of the podium. He is the 2019 Munich Mash BMX Lake Line champion, and it is very, very well deserved. What a battle that was, Baz.
Such a good final, you know. We came out, we thought that Kieran Riley was going to have a punch out with Buckworth, and it ended up totally different, went the other way, and it was so entertaining to watch.
And we got to see a real mix of styles, don't we?
Yeah, that was awesome. Unfortunately, Tom Bogart took a little spill. Other than that, it was a great final to watch. Everyone had a great time, the crowd loving it.
Well, there's good news. I can actually bring you an update on Tom Vanden Bogart now. He has got the all clear from the medical team.
Awesome to hear. Look at that, this winning run. Oh, here's that Bogart crash again. Oh no, this is him on his first run. Landing perfect in that 360 tail whip.
I think that's why that slam really caught him as well, because he wasn't expecting it. He'd been riding so smoothly. Everything had been going his way up until that point.
Yeah, I didn't expect to see that from Tom. That's why it's so unfortunate.
So, yeah, and I was about to say, we did really get it all. We got incredible technicality from Jake Laver, we got style from Tom Vanden Bogart, and we got those real big show tricks from Andy Buckworth.
Congratulations, Jake Laver. You are the winner of Munich Mash BMX Lake Line contest. So this competition was all about go big or go home, and you really went for it. Did you plan your run, or you just go for it spontaneously?
No, obviously, I mean, I planned my run, come out here and practice, try and get my run done, and to qualify 4th place yesterday and then come out and put in my first run and exactly what I wanted to do, and then step it up 2nd run and then got that good score, and then I wanted a little more on my 3rd run but didn't make it happen, but still stoked to come out on top.
So how would you describe the overall vibe of Munich Mash?
Yeah, Munich Mash is super chill. I mean, compared to a lot of other contests I go to, this is super laid back. The crowd is awesome. I mean, it's amazing out here.
Thank you so much, and congratulations once again.
Thank you.
So this is the final rankings. Kieran Riley, disappointment for him, down in 7th. Tom Vanden Bogart pushed out of the top 3 by Andy Buckworth. Jack Clark in the same position as last year, but it was those incredibly technical runs of Jake Laver that puts him in the top spot. What a final here at Munich Mash. That one certainly delivered, Baz.
It was so much fun to watch, wasn't it?
Oh, well, we can have a look at the replays of the top 3 here. Jack Clark pulled it out of the bag when it mattered.
Yeah, look at that. 360 double truck to late no-hander, and then finishes with 360 triple tail whip, and then look, late bar spin.
But then Andy Buckworth, very late to the party, fashionably late, but at the last call, he pulled out that double backflip, and that was the kicker for the rest of the run.
Look at that front flip, taking both feet off, extended them back into the Superman position. And here we have Jake Laver. Backflip, double tail whip.
It was so tech, start to finish.
And that 360 triple whip, and finishes with that huge 900, incredibly difficult trick.
A very deserving winner here at Munich Mash 2019.